In the last section, we started making use of the find helper. Let's continue with a more complex example of the use of find. This time around, we're going to make a collection of car objects and then try to find a car with some particular criteria. So I'll make a function car that takes in a model, and I'll say this.model is model. Then I can make my collection of cars, which will contain a new car of a Buick, new car of a Camaro, and a new car of a Focus. Why not? So now my cars array has 3 car objects, each of which has a property this.model equal to Buick, Camaro, and Focus. So I want to iterate through this array and find the car with a property of Focus in particular. Again, this is going to be a very straightforward use of the find helper. We can use cars.find, pass in an iterator function. The iterator function will be called with each car in the array. And then we can just return the first car, we can return the car with a model equal to Focus. And boom, we end up with model.focus right here. So not that bad an approach. Let's amp up the difficulty here a little bit more though. Let's go back to our example that we were working on just a moment ago with the list of posts, where each post had a comment associated with it. So let's say that I have a list of posts this time around. And in my list of posts, maybe I've got a post with ID 1 and a title of new post, and an ID of 2 and a title of old post as well. So with the filter helper, we had a single post and a list of comments. This time around, I want to turn that kind of approach on its head, and I want to say that I have a single comment that has a post ID of 1. And I want to write a function of something like, called something like post for comment. And so the purpose of this function will be to take a big list of posts, a single comment, and then given the comment's post ID, it should find the post with a particular ID. So we'll take into here our list of posts and our comment, and then we'll return posts.find. We'll take a single post for each walk through the iterator function, and then we can return the first post where the post.id is equal to our comment.postID. So now we can give this a shot down at the bottom. So we'll say post for comment, posts, and comment, and we get back the post that we were looking for, the post with ID 1 and a title of new post. So the find helper, again, very flexible. Whenever you have a single record or you're trying to find it inside of a larger collection and you want just one singular element out of there, I really urge you to look towards the find helper. Again, like I mentioned at the start of this section, this is one of those things where I guarantee you have done this with a for loop before. And so the next time that you're sitting there thinking, okay, I've got this array of all these different objects and I want to find a very particular object, I really urge you to look at the find helper as opposed to writing a for loop again. So now that we've gone through a couple different examples here with the find helper, let's continue in the next section and look at some practical examples of where we might actually use the find helper.